Jiddu Krishnamurti on freedom from psychological time. Are you ever aware of the ticking clock within your mind? The relentless march of time, from the moment you wake up until you close your eyes at night, shapes our thoughts, emotions, and actions. It's a constant reminder of mortality and the fleeting nature of life. Jiddu Krishnamurti, often referred to as the world teacher, had profound insights into the psychological time we impose upon ourselves. In his discourse on freedom from psychological time, he delves deep into the essence of timelessness and its profound impact on our inner peace and happiness. Let me tell you this: have you ever paused to consider if the concept of time itself is a construct of our own mind? If so, Krishnamurti would likely say yes. He believed deeply that the perception of time is a mental creation, shaped by our conditioning and expectations. You might be wondering, what does this mean for us? How can we possibly break free from the grip of psychological time? Here's something you should know. Krishnamurti suggests that understanding the nature of time is crucial for transcending its constraints. He argues that when we are constantly preoccupied with the past or future, we lose touch with the present moment. This detachment from the now is a source of suffering, anxiety, and dissatisfaction. Here's a real-life example. Imagine someone who is overly focused on achieving a goal they set for themselves. They spend their days worrying about whether they're on track, feeling anxious about potential setbacks, and missing out on enjoying the journey because they're always looking ahead or behind. In Krishnamurti's teachings, freedom from psychological time is not about denying the existence of time, but rather understanding it more profoundly. He emphasizes that by embracing the present moment, we can experience true freedom and fulfillment. This doesn't mean living in denial or ignoring important milestones, but rather appreciating each moment as it unfolds. Here's a personal anecdote. I used to be someone who was perpetually stuck in the future, planning every detail of my day-to-day activities and fantasizing about what could go wrong. One day, I decided to try living in the present. I started by focusing on the small things, like savoring the taste of my morning coffee or feeling grateful for a sunny day. Initially, it felt unnatural and uncomfortable, but over time, I began to notice a significant shift in my outlook. I found myself less stressed, more content, and happier. Krishnamurti taught that the way we perceive time affects our relationships and interactions with others. When we are caught up in our own thoughts and concerns, we tend to judge others based on our perceptions of their behavior. However, by observing our thoughts without attachment, we can develop greater empathy and understanding. Let me tell you this: when we look at others through the lens of time, we often see them as static entities, frozen in a particular stage of their lives. But in reality, everyone is in a constant state of change. Krishnamurti challenges us to view others with the same fluidity and flexibility we apply to our own lives. A key lesson from Krishnamurti is the importance of non-judgmental observation. He encourages us to observe our thoughts, feelings, and reactions without labeling them as good or bad. By doing so, we can gain insight into how our judgments shape our experiences. For instance, if you find yourself criticizing a friend for not meeting your expectations, you might start by acknowledging the judgmental thought without engaging with it. Instead, ask yourself why you feel this way and what triggers these thoughts. Through non-judgmental observation, we can begin to understand the root causes of our reactions and learn to respond more compassionately. Here's a practical exercise. Whenever you catch yourself judging someone, pause and ask yourself, why am I reacting this way? This simple inquiry can lead to a deeper understanding and a shift in perspective. The concept of time also plays a significant role in our perception of aging and mortality. Krishnamurti reminds us that our fear of death is often rooted in our attachment to the past and the anticipation of the future. By accepting the present moment, we can find a sense of peace and contentment that transcends time. Consider this. When you were younger, did you think your life was endless? Now, as you grow older, do you feel the weight of time pressing down on you? Krishnamurti teaches us that this perceived passage of time is an illusion. We can choose to live in the present and appreciate each day as it comes. In Krishnamurti's philosophy, the pursuit of happiness lies not in accumulating material possessions or achievements, but in finding inner peace. He believes that true happiness arises from understanding oneself and the world around us. By letting go of the constraints imposed by psychological time, we can cultivate a deeper sense of self-awareness and interconnectedness. This realization can bring about a profound transformation in our lives. Here's a thought-provoking question. How much of your happiness is tied to the expectation of future events or the regret of past ones? To illustrate the power of this transformative process, let me share a story from Krishnamurti's own life. After becoming disillusioned with traditional religious institutions, he embarked on a path of self-discovery and teaching. During one of his talks, he recounted a time when he had a profound realization about the nature of time. As he sat under a tree meditating, he noticed the leaves rustling in the wind. To him, this simple act was a manifestation of the eternal present. He realized that by observing the present moment, he could transcend the illusions of time and find a deeper connection to the universe. This experience led him to develop a unique teaching method that emphasized the importance of direct experience and critical thinking. In conclusion, Jiddu Krishnamurti's teachings on freedom from psychological time offer a powerful framework for breaking free from the constraints of time and cultivating inner peace. By embracing the present moment, we can overcome the limitations imposed by our conditioned perceptions and tap into a profound sense of freedom and happiness. Remember, the journey towards this liberation is ongoing and requires patience, practice, and a willingness to challenge our beliefs. So take a step today, observe the present moment, and let go of the past and future. You might be surprised by the transformation that awaits you.